The meeting of the Franklin Township Environmental Commission is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. This meeting on February 3rd, 2025 is included in a list of meetings notice that advertised in the local newspaper, posted on the bulletin board and in the municipal building, posted on the municipal website, and will remain continuously posted as required notice under the statute. Additional copy of this notice has been available to the public. Is on file in the office of the meetings to order. Okay. Roll call.
So big, I like that.
Ellen?
Here.
Walter?
Here.
Ed Chase is not here yet. Easy. Yep. Easy, sure. Stan?
Present.
Arnold?
Here.
Robin? He's not here. Maria?
Here.
Yep. Me, I'm here. Tara's here. Ed's not. And did I leave anybody out?
He's here, he's just in the hallway, Ed. I saw him.
Oh, Ed's coming.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Oh, you kind of blew my mind. My name came first. I'm normally Vastola at the end.
You're entitled once in a while.
Put it upside down.
There you go. Okay, I have a few things I'm going to say. First of all, I'm glad to be back. Although it was nice in Florida. I was there for a month.
Yeah, right.
And, so I'll go back in March for 8 days. After we have a meeting March 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
On the 4th, I'm flying to Florida.
Jeez, what a life.
I have enough points.
You missed all the freeze?
Huh?
You missed all the cold?
No, well, it was, for Florida, it was not hot. It was in the 60s and 70s.
That's comfortable, no?
Didn't really sit in the pool. It was rainy. You know, good time.
I'm so sorry for
That's
you.
not part of my president's remarks. I want to bring us up to date. The effort to begin food composting trial is now in the hands of the Canal Walk HOA board. Licensing turned out to be a non-issue because organic waste collection is exempt from licensing. However, you do need insurance. And the drivers of all these have car insurance, but the CFO that was here, Anthony, told me that they're now amending their license insurance to include liability, which is what they need to come into Canal Walk. So maybe by the next meeting or so, they're going to start collecting food compost. We already have over 15 people that said they want to do it, and we really haven't made a push yet. So that's coming along. I want to
Can we
mention.
come and watch?
What?
Can we come and watch?
Well, I don't know when they're going to come, but I'll put a notice out. I want to mention also, I found a little note hidden in a real estate magazine that said, Wintrust Bank, origination of a $10.3 million in construction financing for bridge logistics properties for 76,230 square foot industrial development at 485 Elizabeth Avenue. I don't know what, I presume it's a warehouse, but
I would
one they
assume
haven't
so.
done yet, but they got the money to build it.
And another one.
Oh, there'll be more, I'm sure. I went to I want to thank Stan and Robin for organizing the viewing of Common Ground. I did post it in the Canal Walk website, which has about 900 something subscribers, and I also sent it to Somerset Run, Sterling Point, and Renaissance. I don't know what we'll get, but I did.
Thank you.
Also, we've had an effort to try and get public service to change the streetlights to LEDs. I'd sent a letter on behalf of the township to the BPU, and I ended up getting a call from contractors from Rutgers who were reporting to the BPU. So this afternoon, I got an email from Karen Lowry telling me the report that they've compiled about changing the streetlights is now sent to the BPU. They sent that in December, so we'll see what happens with that. They are moving along evidently, so then we keep track. But that was a over an hour on them with Rutgers. Some consultant from Oregon that was working for the Jersey BPU. So those are things that I tried to catch up on. So that's my report. Approval of the minutes from January 6th, which I've read, but
So moved.
any changes or corrections or modifications?
I think we just need a second.
Oh, somebody's second. Can I second?
I
Yeah.
think so. Walter did it first, so yeah.
This is scribbled, but I think you can see what I've got this.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, all in favor of approval of the minutes?
Aye.
Abstain.
Public comment? We could, so it passes.
Me and Ellen abstain.
Okay.
Because I was not here.
All abstain.
Right,
Okay.
right. We're gonna do it that, okay. Public comment, let's, motion to open the floor to public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, anybody from the floor want to make comment? You here first, so.
Yeah, sure. I just from what you were saying about the LED, switching to LED lights, this past week I fell down a rabbit hole with Dark Sky International. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're they're like a nonprofit organization that works to just sort of spread information about how we can be lighting better for like to reduce light pollution and harm to any wildlife. And one thing that they recommend is using lights on like the warmer end of the spectrum. So like all the way on the end of the spectrum would be like amber colored lights, but there are kind of things in between that and the regular like white, blue light sort of thing. So if we're looking into changing the lights, maybe we can look into changing the color too.
That's a good idea.
I'll make one comment though. The police like white light because they can identify colors much better than they can with the blue light or amber light.
Okay.
That's a serious consideration.
Yeah, I can't think of like something they have offhand, but they might have sort of like an area of the spectrum where it kind of optimizes both. So it's something I can look into for you guys.
The effort we're looking at, really, we want to change the lights, is to get up to LEDs and cut the wattage more than half. And that's a big saving for the township.
Yeah.
The public service has to get approval for a tariff that includes this, and that's what now they're
Okay. And just to follow up, does that include like changing the actual light structure, just like the bulb in the lights?
just change the bulb in the light.
Okay.
So I just wanted, you kind of ate the topic that I wanted to bring later on, because yes, there was actually a presentation on last Friday by NGX/Sierra Club. I watched the recording because I attended the same theme event because in State Theater they had orchestra with music, the theme of planets, and there was a projections of everything, and they had the Sierra Club. They had a table with information about light pollution. So, in addition to what Jenny said, there is also important about the shape of the lamp, how the beam is adjusted, right? So if the light is going all around, this is the worst. Then second worst is when you have something on top and the angle is like still some upwards and downwards. If you have it flat, you still have glare, which is impacting neighbors because it's it's interfering with sleep because you have too much light and the wrong spectrum. The best is that when the angle is downwards. So it's not just about changing the light bulbs, but it's also changing the fixture so that the source of light is more recessed, so that the light beam is downward.
So it's focused down, yeah.
When they change the
It's focused, but it has to be downward.
when they go to LEDs, they will change the fixtures. It's the easiest way to do it.
I don't know how complicated it is, but
It's straightforward.
We do have like in town, I was just driving around recently to see like kind of where we're at, and in town the ones with LEDs, they're lit correctly, like the shape of it.
Yeah.
But they say sort of like that downwards 80 degrees. And at the very least, like when you're sort of looking above down, it should be going up. So it's like not into the sky.
Yeah.
And I will say too, just like to note that I've kind of noticed the biggest problems with that in like shopping centers, like the one shopping center with like Planet Fitness, that one, their lights are really, really bright. Stop and Shop, that parking lot is actually pretty smartly lit. So to look around at night.
Right. And another thing is, the lighting is perceived as a security feature, but sometimes it's actually not properly designed, engineered, so to speak, because sometimes the floodlight will actually irradiate the observer and not the perpetrator, if you will. This is important to make the engineering design right, and also the light should be programmed. I know that it's maybe high ask, but that during the high traffic hours, like let's say in winter between 4 p.m. and 7, 8 p.m., the intensity could be higher, but then during the actual night it could be dimmed, because LED lights are dimmable, and they could be dimmed between 10 and 100%. So at 10% it's a big deal.
So variable.
Yes. So it can be programmed. Of course, you in addition to dimming them, you save money, right? Because you save energy, right? Yeah. And then the temperature is important. I was looking into the scale. It should be less than 3,500 kelvins.
3,500 is neutral. I mean, there's
Right. So maybe
your house is
3,000.
2,700, where the old incandescents,
Yeah.
but mostly you're getting now into the threes. But a lot of people that I've been working with, they're using 5,000, which is afternoon light.
Right. So that's not good.
But
Yeah.
if you go before that with too much blue, then it distorts everything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So most warehouses, most offices are 4,100, which is bright light.
And that's wrong.
I mean, you realize I've been doing this for 50 years in lighting.
So you know better. So what number do you suggest then?
Depends on the application.
Well, for
In offices, 4,100 is fine. That's cool light. But there is a shift to 5,000.
but for outdoor lighting.
Outdoor lighting for street lights,
Yeah.
generally, they've been doing stuff at 4,100. That'll work. 5,000 is a bright light also. But the fixtures are getting designed, as you said, with also.
Yes, but
There's a lot more leeway in the design with LEDs. So the engineers can, do the focusing and all that stuff. And they also come, a lot of the now LEDs, the fixture is adjustable on site for the color you want.
well,
The toggle switch.
yes. But the other impact was the health impact, because the blue component of the light is interfering with production of melamine, which is a sleep enzyme, or a non-enzyme. It's a sleep signal. So it is better at night to have more towards the red spectrum, as Jenny implied. So maybe 3,000 kelvins or less.
To me, 2,700 is kind of dull. I want a little more than that. As you get older, you also want more color temperature. You want it brighter. And that I see that a lot. So, okay, thank you. You got a comment?
Information, Stan.
I know you have here old business composting, but I haven't been here for like a couple of meetings.
All right.
And I noticed you just talked about,
Right.
but where can I find out about this composting program?
Well, it hasn't started yet, for one thing.
Yeah, I know, but just-
The group that's doing this is called Taurus, and they're a bunch of high school and college kids that are going around and picking up 5-gallon cans of food waste and bringing them to a place in Trenton called Trenton Biogas. And Ellen and I and Dave Devonshire from Canal Walk, we did an audit. We went down to Trenton Biogas, walked through the whole place, got to see what they were doing. And they decomposed the food waste, generated gas, which powers a General Electric generator, which feeds public service. So, and they're bringing food waste from Maryland, Philly, and New York. And, but.
Maryland?
Huh?
Maryland?
Yes. Well, they're down in Trenton.
That's cost effective.
I don't know, they charge a tipping fee. You're not getting paid to bring it there. You gotta pay to bring it there.
If you want to get an idea of
Another way of looking at it is go back and look our minutes for the last, I don't know, 6 months or whenever whenever he started, maybe in June he came here, I don't remember.
Oh,
forget what it was, yeah.
Anthony Wu, yeah, they sent a young fellow, he's the CFO.
Way back in June.
I'm not sure exactly.
That far back.
But if you go back and look in the minutes, the CFO, is that
Yeah,
what?
he's the CFO.
He came here and gave a presentation, and then it's been discussed, at different meetings, and you'll see the notes from that.
We're looking at Canal Walk to be a pilot. If that works, then we'll look at the others,
Well, I told Dave that I was signing up, but I just saw it.
Yeah, Dave and
I got it tonight.
Dave went with me to biogas. Dave runs the group in Canal Walk called Nature and the Environment,
Oh, nice.
and they've been doing.
Dave Desrocher?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they just did an electrification seminar at Canal Walk. About 50, 60 people came.
So besides the minutes, Dave Roche
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
has all this information.
It's a 5-gallon black can with a rubberized seal top, and Tom said we can put them on the patio behind the houses.
I'll talk to him then. I just
So
saw.
Paul, was there any instructions? Is there anything, any kind of food in the waste stream that people cannot add? Because I
No
know
bones,
meats and
we really
fats.
don't like any meat.
Yeah,
That's the two things.
I do compost for my school,
Ah.
and I have to pick it up from agricultural science and from culinary arts
Okay, yeah.
on Wednesdays and take it to agricultural science and dump it because the kids can do it.
Right.
But they told us no protein,
Okay.
no beef, no cheese, nothing.
Really?
Needs higher temperature, longer cure times.
I thought that only bones was problem.
Well, they said they don't want a lot of meat. But, if you're doing chicken bones and stuff, that they don't want that, and there's meat attached, Now, if you're doing a steak that you throw away, that's not good either. So, good, yeah, very good.
For the students.
Bill, you got anything you want to add? Okay. Motion to close the public.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, that's passed. Public, correspondence. I got one letter that I found in the mailbox. Actually, when I get back. And it's from a property at 161 Cedar Grove Lane. They're asking the DEP to get a letter of interpretation for wetlands. So somebody's planning to do something at 161 Cedar Grove Lane. I don't know what it is, but it just says freshwater certified mail. It doesn't really say Van Cleef Engineering, and there's a little map that shows where it is.
Van Cleef and what?
Van Cleef for the engineers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the street van.
No, Van Cleef Engineering Associates.
It gives you a map, how big is the property?
Lot 507,
We can't put
yeah, it's this one here.
What number did he say it was? 507? I'm sorry.
Maybe it should, maybe.
507 3813.
Okay.
I can tell you how big it is. 1 second. I'm just looking for the right.
What's
Where's
that?
here's 13 over here. What?
Oh,
You know I can't read that. What does that
just-
say?
Just a little one.
I'm like, I can't
Oh.
read that. 5 point. What does it say?
501. Or 5, yeah.
Under 13. Well, how much does it
Oh,
say?
here.
Acres.
Oh. No, that's the degrees, that's the footage. It's 7,000 feet.
Right under here, 13. See?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 14. What does that say?
13 in a circle. And
A lot of people looking.
I know. I can't see it. I don't even
anyway,
try.
by Medford,
my magnifying
This is my
glass.
new thing that I do. I take a picture
and then blow it up.
and then I blow it up. Let's see. Uh-oh. No. Nope.
Well, that's acreage.
Yes.
Visual acreages.
Yeah, so what does it say under 13 for the acres?
Oh, for 13?
Is it point three?
5.07 or 5.01.
It can't be that big. That looks small.
Well, the one next to it is 2 points, these are different individual lots. Here's the map over here. It's over here.
You want me to look it up?
Look up.
Yeah.
I have this for you. Recognize that?
Oh, yeah, I know her.
She's-
She was a student of
Exactly.
mine many years ago.
We had people come to this nature environment show on electrification, and one of the women that was there from the outside was one of Ted Chase's students.
Oh, my goodness.
Who remembers that?
161.
151? It says on this side. Or
What's
161.
the question?
161.
161. 161, oh, here, block 507, point 13, 38, lot 13.
Got it. Okay, here we go. So it is, you were right, I shouldn't have doubted you. 5.0 acres, yep,
Yeah,
5
I was
acres.
right.
You were right.
Can you show us where on Cedar Grove Lane it's?
Yeah, so here,
Opposite Wexford.
yeah, so let's,
Close to.
okay, so this is Cedar Grove right
Yep,
here. Post Lane, let's scroll out even more. Okay, this is New Brunswick Road over here, just so you're aware.
Oh, okay, right.
Yep. Willow Ave is back here for other reference.
Practically next door to Bob Thomas.
Who is Bob Thomas?
So is that a wooded lot at this point? It looks like there's nothing else. Well, there's one house in
Chair of the zoning board.
Yeah, the rest is all forested.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely wooded.
It's all trees.
Yeah, what do they want?
Let me look at this. I didn't get this one, but let me just look. It's from Awakening Dawn. I feel like we've had them before as Awakening Dawn, is it? So they're doing some type of, let me look and see what it is exactly, but they're doing some type of construction that they're
No,
looking
they-
for the wetlands
They're
letter of
looking for-
interpretation.
Yeah, they haven't done anything yet. They have to do.
Right. They're looking to understand where the wetlands boundary is.
Yeah.
So they haven't put in an application for any.
Boundaries.
Hold on, let me look.
At least they're checking it.
They have some idea.
There was one that I just looked at for the site plan review that was proposing, no, that's something else.
This letter was.
That's up by the
Awakening Dawn, they did put an application in back in 2022.
3 years ago.
PLN
Oh, I see
21.
up here. I missed that part. Okay.
Okay.
Awakening Dawn.
About
Hold on, I gotta look here and get it now.
So they're trying to.
Site plan review. And Awakening Dawn, right?
That's what it says here. You gotta read every little word on these things.
Okay.
there you go.
Let's look at the review itself and see. Okay. So they are seeking approval for a minor subdivision, creating a total of 3 lots. The existing single-family dwelling will remain with no changes to the access or utilities. The applicant proposes to build a single-family dwelling, one on each of the new 2 lots with a shared driveway. Utilities to serve the 2 new single-family homes will be connected to existing lines along Cedar Grove Lane. Let's see how many trees they said they were going to do. Tree replacement plan proposed 45 of required 88 trees will be replanted on site, with the remainder being satisfied via contribution to the Shade Tree Fund. So they're required to plant 88 new trees, 146 trees proposed for removal.
They already did.
No, I don't think they have not done it yet.
All the area
Yeah.
trees when you.
So when you're building a new home, if there's wetlands on the site, you have to get a letter of interpretation from DEP, or you have to have your engineer do it, to basically show that where your building's not impacting any freshwater wetlands. So that's what they're basically asking DEP for, is this interpretation letter. And whenever that happens, the township that it's in gets copied on it. So that's why we have it.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't have it yet.
Okay. So that's the only correspondence I have. I don't know if anybody else.
I don't have any correspondence.
No. Okay. So then we go into site plans. I know you wanted to let Easy go first.
Yeah, I figured, Easy, you want to go first. Can we start with, I'm going to tell you which one I have up on the map, and then we'll move from there. So this is the Hamilton Street Management, I think, this one. Where's your review? Hamilton Street Management. Yes. Is that okay if we do that one?
I'm doing 2, right? There are 2 of them today.
Yes, the first one you're going to do is Hamilton Street Management. This is a resubmittal, and I just have it up on the screen so you know. So this is Hamilton Street right here. And this is Bayer Ave. I'll zoom out a little more. It's these 9 lots right here we're talking about. Try to give you another point of reference.
It's a very crowded area. The lot is very small. I went there. For these both the properties I did.
Super Tropical Supermarket, just for another point of
That's
reference.
the Hamilton Street crossroads
Yeah.
right there?
Yeah. So this is the property, these
Hamilton.
9 lots. All right, Z, go ahead.
Can you go back and let's look at the plan? Let's look at my notes.
Yes.
Scroll down, please. In the red, yeah, the first, yeah. So that in the points above, just a little bit above, yeah. So they're trying to build a 3-story mixed building. Just reminding everybody, the lower level is supposed to be commercial, and then top 2 floors are supposed to be residential units. 6 1-bedroom apartments, 12 2-bedroom apartments. 38 parking spaces, with 6 of them to be with EV based. They want to do some landscaping, some lighting, stormwater management, right? Most of the area is impervious. They claim they have met with the tech review in 2023. It was not attached to the application, so I could not review that. So they're asking for a C1, C2 variance, I believe. Can you scroll down? Yeah, they're asking for a C1, C2. They're asking for additional 8 spaces in the setback area. I did visit the setback area. It's very compact. I have no clue how they're going to make 8 spaces irrespectively. That's what they're asking for. They're asking for no landscaping, no buffer requirements at certain areas. And again, literally there's no place to do all of that. Can we go down to my notes in the last page?
Absolutely, yeah. And this is a resubmittal, just so everyone knows. This is a resubmittal. Easy reviewed it last time.
And I'll show you my recommendations. I've checkmarked what they've
What
done.
are the differences versus the previous?
So there is not much of a difference. As you see, there is not much. So what they've only done is they've done some work on the tree replacement, but apart from that, they haven't answered most of the questions. So they're still asking for the 8 spots. They're not reconsidering, not putting. They give a justification in one of their comments. I recollect that the new tenants or the new people who are going to move in are likely not going to come with a car. So my my response was, since you're not going to come with the car, why do you need the 8 spots? But they've not justified that, right? So they still are asking for the 8 spots in the setback area. 9 trees were not accounted for, and they have justified that. They have now proposed few more trees. They've unfulfilled 3 of the 9, so they've done putting 6 more, which is better than not putting anything. The anti-idling signs, which were not there, is now on the new application, so that's considered. And they've not talked about the solar roof or green roof ready, which I recommended. So 2 of the 4 they've sort of addressed. I don't know whether we should still give them, as a response that we need them to consider solar ready panel roofing. And I would still put the parking again, Tara, where they really need 8. I have a genuine concern how they're going to put 8 in that spot. I really don't know how they're going to put 8 parking spots. It's literally
Same comment as it relates to the
very
parking.
narrow spots. I have no clue. There's no place there.
So same comment as it relates to
comment.
parking. Same comment as it relates to the solar ready roof. And then they didn't give you a list of the changes they made, right?
No,
Okay.
and don't give that. So I have to just dig into the plans.
Yeah, and they've been required to, that's part of, there's a
That's something else I
getting
wanted to
it.
talk about. Whether should we draft a template requirement? This is how you.
I do, I put it now since that one meeting, I put it as the last blurb in all of our letters, but very few people actually do it, yeah. So that would be very helpful, I'll put it in again.
Mark Healy asked for
He does the same blurb that we use,
Yeah.
like we came up with it together, so, but it's interesting, not many people actually submit it, so. The list of, what changes did you make?
Oh, yeah,
Resubmittal, yeah.
Gotten that result.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the diagram of the footprint of the site?
I think it's on page 2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the whole property there, and the pink is where the building's gonna be.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think it's the parking
No, the
lot.
buildings are going to be here on the side.
Where's the
Yeah.
building's gonna be?
So these spots. Okay. Can you blow it up a little bit?
It's moving, the picture, I'm like, oh, the picture's moving. Okay.
So that's
That's where the
the
building.
reader. Yeah. The
Yeah,
building.
this is the retail space
Okay.
here. This is retail space as well, and they have,
They're going to be on top of each other. 3
yeah,
levels.
lobby.
So now behind that, the pink area is the parking space.
Parking space.
And
Impervious surface, yeah.
is that impervious parking?
The whole lot is 90% impervious.
Well, I know, that's what I'm asking, because, you said earlier that it was 85%
Yeah.
impervious, and I'm looking at that saying, unless that parking lot is impervious, then how do they get 85% impervious?
It's right at the periphery, because I remember, my memory serves right. You go around the property, it's a little spot which is green behind, little spot, there's a tree or two there. There are a few trees over there, that's very little, that's how they account, I believe. I have no clue how they've calculated 85, but there's a little spot where it is green, and I think they're trying to cut down the trees there too.
You mean 85 is impervious,
Impervious.
and 15 is
Yeah,
pervious?
impervious.
We want to ask for more impervious
I don't know where they're gonna get it,
on the parking spots.
maybe.
What's the required?
For pervious, for impervious, this is in, let's see, do you remember what zone this is in, Easy?
HB, Hamilton Street.
HBD, okay, let me look and see what the impervious is, I gotta get to my other, okay, bear with me, zoning. Alright, HBD impervious coverage is maximum
85.
85, they're allowed 85%.
Wow.
Yeah,
So they're right on the dot, yep, you're right, they brought it right there.
It's an urban area, really. There's just there is no green space of any account.
So we can ask that the parking spaces, if possible, use the pervious pavement, you know,
That's,
they're
see,
not-
but if they're gonna have trucks coming in the back to
Yeah.
make the deliveries, they'll rip up the pervious.
only in the passenger parking areas, we
Yeah,
can ask for the
yeah.
pervious,
Can
yeah.
you show the map?
Yeah, go back to the map. I think it's shared with the deliveries are most likely gonna come into the back.
Is the building on a concrete slab, or are they going to have anything like a
Well,
basement?
if you want to have it pervious, then you cannot
So
have
this
it.
is another application.
Oh, this is the other one, I'm sorry, this is your other one,
The
okay.
buildings probably must be concrete, but would you
Well, a slab, yeah, so there's going to be no storage or anything.
You got a walkway, but
No, nothing at the bottom, no.
that must be the pervious, that boundary between the building and the parking lot. That's the pervious part.
So where is the garbage area for the truck?
Well, this part here looks like is there a scale that defines it?
I don't think they would have the trucks come in off of Bayer, would they?
Space for 8 trucks to go.
Yeah.
Coming over there.
They'd have to come in off of Hamilton.
Yeah, or North Dover. That's the entrance to the parking lot,
Yeah.
right there.
And where
There
will
are two
be?
entrances there are two entrances.
One here and one
Yeah.
here. This is entry and exit. But this area along here and that area below the top. That might be the.
Where are the dumpsters?
I'm
You look at
looking.
the right-hand edge there.
Yeah.
Bicycle, this is a bicycle enclosure, it looks like, proposed bicycle parking,
And those are the EV stations, the 6 ton.
I was about to
trash
ask-
room.
And there's a laundry area.
Let's see if they're over here.
Look, that corner there at the right, which is actually an unbuilt wooded lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not proposing to build on it. They should keep all the trees that are there. It's the one bit like that on all Hamilton Street.
Got it, that's a good one. I don't know if they show where their dumpsters are here. I'm not,
Did they show where storm drains are?
on another page of the plan, I'm sure.
They move down a little bit.
There's going to be runoff and it's going to be contaminated.
Yeah, come down further, right? Keep going. Now, one says trash and refuse.
This says trash room.
That's a trash room.
Yeah.
That's
And there's a laundry room and packages,
Yeah.
and like a lobby. The lobby's pretty big.
You cannot have garbage dumpsters in the front.
No, that's not where the dumpsters are gonna be. That's like where their trash collection is for their building, and then I guess they'll go out to the trash. There's something here, like a pad here. I mean, we could go
That
look
says-
at the other
That
plans.
says utility. Thank you.
This is a shed up here.
Yeah, but that's not part of the property.
Yeah. This might be it. That looks, because there's one here and there's also, there was another one of those. One here. See, one.
Those are,
But it's kind of what,
So they have to walk
it's by the
outside.
road almost, huh? Where is the road?
Those I think are
No,
trees.
those aren't. That's not it. Yeah. Do you want me to go and look at another page of the plan, or do you have a specific question about the dumpsters?
So one more was about the placement of charging stations before you go away. Because as we discussed, we want to always recommend that they space them out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
see where they are here. There are too many, there are supposed to be 6 of them. If I look into the squares, that's not it, because there are
No.
many
No.
more squares. So I think they will be clustered.
I would think so. I think I have this one already open. I don't want to open it again. If I do, oh, there we go. Is this it? Yeah. Because this is a big one, and it takes like up. Okay, let's see. What is this one? Sorry, this is a large plan, so it's kind of
Yeah.
taking up a lot. Let me reduce it. Come on.
It takes a while to open.
It does. This is a big one, and it has a bunch of these little,
What they were for.
their comments that were put in by like the engineer. I think it's like how they drew it is still on there, which is
Crazy.
yeah.
You don't even know which page you want.
Yeah, it takes a long time to open.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it again.
Well, if you want to open the same file.
Okay.
Oh. that is-
Now we're looking for the EV stations, right?
That's right.
And the
Sure, yeah.
okay, hang on. I just want to see if I can find the correct page.
Should be the general site
I
plan,
think that yeah.
show that rather than,
I thought of laundry.
Yeah, it takes a while to open.
Sorry, it's like taking on quite a while.
The printout would be better, right?
In this case, yeah, the large
Opening
one.
like
There's
this.
too many comments. That's the reason why it's taking a long. Like,
Sometimes when we get submitted plans, if the comments are still in them, that's the problem. It's like
hundreds and hundreds on each page.
is there a specific, is there like a very specific question you have related to it? Only because we have like 6 more site plans to do. So we can wait for it to open or we can come back to it.
If for the charging stations, I would just make the comment because I don't think they are spaced out, so we don't need to see them.
Is there a requirement on a residential for EV stations?
No, it is added.
That's it.
What is
based on
required
the amount of
is
parking.
what is required is 6, so they have the check, right? But our comment is space them out, do not cluster them together,
Makes it easier if
Yeah.
they want to add more,
Right,
right?
yeah.
It's easier
Easier
to
to add
move the
more.
cord versus move the car.
Right.
Because today the etiquette is that when you are charged, you are supposed to move the vehicle, which many people find inconvenient. So if you have charging port and it's surrounded by 3 or 4 parking spots and the cord can reach all of them, then all that you need is just unplug and replug, and you don't need to move the car.
Well, I thought it was also because if you have space, EV space in a regular, and all from, 5 years from now, they need more EV spaces, it's easier to hook this one up in the middle.
You
Because
still
they-
need to increase capacity.
Mhm.
But it's actually better to share the cord because it has also implications
No, I got that
with
part of it, yeah.
stabilization, because if you have eventually, let's say in the distant future when everybody drives electric, today is hard to imagine, right? But imagine that it would be the case and you have each spot fitted with charging station and everybody will plug it at the same time. you will get a huge spike. And then, of course, those stations, they are networked, so they will be all derated. So everybody will be charging slowly so that in aggregate it's not too fast. But then, why do you need so many nozzles if you're derating it? It's better just full power here, unplug, full power there, unplug, and full power there, right?
They're all clustered, just so you know.
Yeah,
Found them.
I mean,
Right here.
yeah.
All 6 of them are right here.
That's what we thought that.
So you want them spaced out around
Yeah.
the lot. Yep, so they're all clustered, 1, 2,
I mean,
3,
ideally,
4, 5, 6.
2 blank, 1 charging, 2 blank, 1 charging. But if this is too hard to comprehend, they can just alternate, you know.
So maybe we should put that in our standard statement.
We did it.
Alternate,
Spacing, we did put it?
Yeah,
alternate EV stations.
Okay. That works. We can do that. All right. Is that all your comments on that one, Easy? Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, and the other one, you did too,
Yeah.
right? Okay, done, right? You did Odin done?
yeah.
Okay. The other one Easy did was Odin done.
So again, this is a
Resubmittal.
a resubmittal. This is on Cedar Grove Lane. It's this huge property, 16 and a half square acres. They're going to demolish like 9 of it to put like 14 houses, I think 14 single units.
Yes.
So there's again the C1, C2 variants. And again, I want to go back. If you can go scroll at the bottom, please. I hope I have my comments at the bottom. Yeah, and I'll come back to this page a little later.
Okay, let me know when you want me to.
Right at the bottom, at the recommendations, yeah. So my recommendations were tree replacement should be revised, see they can plant more trees. Yes, they have done it. And again, they've accomplished 1 and 2. Construction, they gave a traffic report which sort of says it's not going to be affected and all of that, but it doesn't answer my question directly. And green roof, they have not again answered that question. And LED streetlights, yes, they have made a provision. They've changed everything to LED. So can we go back to page 4? Just want to show, which is a nice. They've worked on improving the number of trees.
They didn't cut back on how many houses they're going to.
No, it still remains. Everything else.
You want the numbers or you want?
Yeah, this. So can you scroll up a little bit? Let me see if this is the old or the new numbers. Yeah. So this is the old numbers. They in the my red text. Yeah. So this is what, right? There are 2,622 trees. They were trying to cut down 2,400 of them, blah, blah, blah. So can you go down, scroll down the next page? This is the new proposal. Again, 2,622 trees. Now they're cutting down less, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to replace 2,074. But now they're replacing 1,109, which is a great number. And they're going to contribute 965 to the commission. Can you scroll down a little bit? I think I have another little note. Yeah, so they're going to now, trees not going to be removed at 252, they're going to replace 775, which is a better number than previously. Apart from that, they have they have responded to most of it. I know you said you wanted to reduce the plot, but I don't think we recommended that in the last. We wanted to decrease one of the plots, right?
We were talking about recommending making the cul-de-sac shorter and reducing it by 2 houses at the end, so you didn't have to cut down as many trees at the end there. Yeah. So there's a buffer between that and the property behind it as well. You know, you want to have less trees taken down plus the buffer.
Okay. So they're good. I think they're good. They're
okay. All right. So we let's look. So you said tree replacement. Okay, you did that already.
Yeah.
All right, check. So the only thing left is ensure that construction happens during office hours.
They give a traffic report which says it's not going to be affected.
Okay.
But Cedar Grove Lane, we know it's a heavy traffic area.
So the real big thing is the green roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on that, there was 965 trees that they're going to be paying into the
into the fund.
Almost $300,000. That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody good with this one?
That's the it's close to the rest of gas stations, right down the street from there, right?
Yeah.
And what's the address there?
This is
Right at top, I think I have it.
295 Cedar Grove.
There's a big development going on Cedar Grove also,
Yeah.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, across the street.
No, down Cedar Grove from the intersection, on the right-hand side, if you go toward Easton.
Yeah. Just past Restas.
Yeah, but you make the turn and go down on Cedar Grove.
It's 32 houses, 34.
I think this is the old Axelrod property, where they raised rabbits for, I think, for pharmaceutical use.
All right, so all good with that one? Yes?
Yeah, okay.
Ted, you want to move to yours?
Yeah.
All right, so Ted also had a resubmittal. I can leave your notes up here if you want. I know, but I don't know if you want
Yeah, it would,
me to get to the plan. You want me to put the plan up, or you want me to put the map up?
yeah, I didn't redo the GLC.
That's okay.
but,
Is this a planning board one, or is it zoning board? I can't remember.
this is planning board.
Planning.
Okay. This is- also-
Why is it not up here?
Yeah, this is the corner of Davidson and New Brunswick Road, the west side of Davidson. I want to put up two buildings, a smaller purely retail building, it's 1,000 or so square feet, and a somewhat larger building, I think it's 2,600 square feet, something like that, that would be partly retail and partly offices, even on the ground level, and offices above. That would be two-story. The smaller retail building would be one-story. And one thing that hit me, and this is not our field really, but there was in the larger building, there's only, for the office part, there's only one door at the north or northeast end. And for fire safety, they ought to have another door at the other end of the building by the stairs. That's in my comments. They have two pairs of charging ports. One is right at the front of the small retail building. I don't think it should be there, because that's where you would have the in and out traffic. I think the other pair are way to the rear at the north corner of the lot, as appropriate if people working at the site charge during the day. I would suggest that the other one be at a more medium use area.
Got it.
The variance requested is for shortage of parking spaces, and they just couldn't get any more parking spaces on this. And I will bet that they will never all be used.
Right, yeah.
I don't know that we can do anything about that.
Okay.
Let's see
Yeah,
that. I'm trying to, they still do not propose, they ought to be planting a row of evergreens along the northeasterly boundary, but because that's next to, I think there's a house on the lot next to it. So there really ought to be a buffer there.
Okay.
And I think they were told that before. I think they were. Let's see. I think those are my. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. The other thing was, wait a minute, this isn't it.
Muslim Foundation?
Oh, this is Muslim Foundation. Oh, I was still talking about the
One opposite,
corner of,
Oh, I'm sorry, you were talking about MPH?
yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Muslim Foundation. All right, hang on, MPH is coming up. We got a lot this time, a lot.
The west part of the property slopes down to a stream, and it's all wooded. It's a stream buffer, so they're not doing anything with it. But they plant some trees on that side. They're right next to what's wooded anyway.
Got it.
They should put the effort into the buffer along the more northerly side of the lot. And
All right, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this exactly right up on the map here. MPH is 390 Davidson Ave. Okay. All right, we're back.
It's right on the corner.
This is still Muslim Foundation. Okay, here we go. All right. Sorry. Let's get there. Okay. All right. Now, here we go. I'm sorry, Ted. Okay, so trying to see if they put...
And scroll down again. Oh, yeah, I see you're up in the picture.
Yeah, I figured I would just show you.
Yeah,
kind of
there,
where-
you got it, the yellow line.
There we go.
there.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can see that to the northwest is all wooded, because the,
So this is New Brunswick Road, just so
Yeah.
everyone knows. This is Davidson Ave right here. So Davidson,
there's
New
Onyx
Brunswick,
just to the left.
and Onyx. And let me get the plan up here. Okay, now
Yeah.
we're
Okay,
in
you can see the
business.
smaller building, the larger building. You can see that the backside of the larger building and I don't think there's even parking on that side, and it's right up against the stream buffer, so why?
Oh, yeah.
That's the dog.
Well, it's nice to plant trees, but the effort should be in a buffer
Yeah.
along.
This is the stream corridor
the
line
branch
here.
line of evergreens along the upper edge there.
Oh, they're right against the limit of the DRCC
Yeah,
Zone
that's the
B.
stream buffer.
Yeah, huh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can see.
All right.
I think that about covers it. As far
Any
as-
other-
As best I can remember.
Okay.
Well, you can look at my comments.
Yeah,
see if there's
absolutely.
anything else, but
All right,
I
so,
have to remember to bring these things up in the planning board meeting.
do you want me to start copying you? I can copy when I send the when I send the memos to Christine, I could copy you on the paper.
I usually get into more detail than
Yeah,
your
yeah.
memos,
Okay,
so,
okay, all right.
but you probably want to stress the buffer
Mhm.
and possibly mention the location of the charging station.
That I got that note.
Yeah.
All right, so that's NPH.
Oh, and they don't show any anti-idling signs, and they should be putting in anti-idling signs. I don't think they need to do them every third parking space, but at least in the vehicle entrances to the property and all of the entrances to the buildings, I think is where they should have anti-idling
Got it.
signs. Well, by the time person gets to the entrance to the building, if they've left the car idling, they probably won't go back and turn it off.
Right. All right, NPH.
Okay.
Now we're going to Muslim
Muslim
Foundation.
Foundation. This is really minor and almost technical.
This was a resubmittal as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't think it is.
Uh,
Now, what they're doing here is
No, it's
they've
not. You're right.
purchased they're purchasing the rear 3/4 of the property just to the north, up at the top. So this only shows the existing part. And there's a provision somewhere in the zoning ordinance, houses of worship being conditional uses, so any variance has to go to the zoning board, it's not just to the planning board. There's something about buffering, particularly school buildings, and what they're worrying about is at the top of you can see that this is being subdivided. That's the other thing, is a subdivision application. At the top of the big thing there is some trees and so forth. They're planting Norway spruce in some gaps, but they're not doing as full a buffer as the ordinance requires. And after all, it's a long ways from the school building.
right.
And interestingly, the plans don't show any buffering being put in at the left-hand side of either plot, although there is shown a narrow strip of woodland on just off their property, which is probably at the rear of houses in World's Fair Drive. So one would think that they should have buffering there.
Okay, all right. And that was really it, nothing?
And that's it.
Okay. And was that those were the two that you had, right? Those were your two? Or did you have one
Yeah,
more? Okay.
that was my.
Anybody have any comments or questions? Paul has some too.
Yeah, I've got 3.
All right, thank you, Ted. And we get rid of this, so we are at the right spot. Okay, Paul.
Once you pull up the big one, that's,
Okay. Which one did?
Executive Drive, IDI Logistics.
Ideologist. Okay, got it. Okay.
I went through this application, and I can't tell what's been changed. But what I did this time that I didn't find last time is I did find the tree replacement. And these are, just to set the scene, these are 3 office buildings, 4 stories, that are entirely vacant. When you go down Eastern Avenue and you want to make the turn to Davidson, on the corner is the Ukrainian church. And as you go up the hill a little bit, before you get to the bridge that goes over to 87, there's a line that says Executive Drive. You make the right turn, and there are 3 empty 4-story office buildings, completely empty. There's nothing else around it. Back, I kind of drove through, the back of 2 of them, you look over in the distance and there's a cemetery. That's part of the Ukrainian complex. So we did this, I think, in December.
There is a little brook. There is a little brook in
There's a little brook in the back,
I
yeah.
have it up on the screen. So
Okay,
here's 287.
Yeah,
This is Davidson over here.
yeah.
Executive Drive. And this is the brook over here. So Brook, Executive, 287 is down here, and then this is Davidson.
This is the proposed plan? This is not the existing?
This is the overall site plan,
Yeah.
just for reference.
Because there are 3 buildings they want to level and build
Yes.
warehousing. And what it looked like to me is change, that they're putting in a lot of trees, much more trees than they're taking out.
That's good.
I did the calculations, and I think they're taking out like 58 trees, it's stated. And they're putting in 88 holly, 60 red cedar, 83 spruce, 80 white pine, 24 red bud, 25 sugar maples, 10 black gum, 25 white oak. So, and only taking out 50-something trees. So there's, that's a good thing. I
Okay.
did not see any reference to solar, and I think this would be a prime place to put requirement. Certainly, the statute says it should be solar ready,
Yes.
but I think we can suggest that they do it and save money.
We always suggest. So
I know, that's why I put it
that's
in.
mandatory. Yeah.
I think, as I remember, there was some no idling signs.
Yes, you said that they were there,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were there, and there was EV too, I think, yes.
You should have 4%.
Yeah, that's the calculation we made before. So, again, like some of the others, it took a couple hours going through it. I couldn't figure out exactly what they had added, other
That's the
than
problem
I did
when they do
find,
that.
I did find the tree replacement part just this time. The first time, I didn't think we found it.
Yes, I think that's what was missing last time.
We
So that was
we
probably what
quoted
they
that,
submitted.
so it's in here, yeah.
Okay, good.
And I would say, I couldn't tell what the changes had been in the.
Yeah, they need to
David-
submit that.
Yeah,
Property.
yeah. Or if we get the TRC report, it goes line by line and says what they're doing and what the responses were.
Yeah.
We certainly had also comments for these developments to have enough fast charging ready in case that, not in case, when
You did suggest that.
yeah, when the electric trucks will come. So that's above and beyond what is
Well, the
meant.
same thing with saying, put solar on the roof. It's 212,000 square feet. But certainly it requires solar ready. You could, if Amazon is any judge, you could put 160,000 square feet of solar. Because Amazon has 85% of the roof covered with solar. You gotta leave room for walkways and servicing and all that stuff. So you don't get the full 100%.
All right.
This is the exit from this site will be exiting onto Davidson Avenue.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if this is really something of ours, but can we?
It's been there for, that's the driveway. It says executive drive. You move in there and.
Can we have something in there that says right-hand turn only out of the?
No, because if they're gonna go, they wanna go left if they wanna get on 287.
Oh, I thought it was on the other side.
No, it's on the side.
Oh, okay, so left-hand, I thought it was on the other side, okay.
Yeah, you gotta make a left and then you
Right on Eastern.
if you're going north or south.
Yeah.
But I think, speaking of location, I think it's probably a good location for.
That's my thought exactly. If you're gonna do it, that's a place to put it. You're bounded by 287 and a cemetery, they're not gonna complain.
A hotel maybe on the other side.
You never know.
You never know. I'm waiting for somebody to respond.
Do we have any old?
Building. It looked as, the picture, architectural drawings of the
1800s at least.
the mixed-use building, it looked as if it was all glass walls. And I'm concerned about keeping it warm in winter and particularly cool in summer. And they should, at the very least, have a white painted roof.
Okay, got it. All right, I will.
Again, that's in the comments I
Got
sent
it.
you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, now let's do, this
Yeah,
one
the next two are
is,
easy.
this one is, the one I have up here is Manu Goyle.
Yeah, which one was that? The first, that's the
Um,
shed or the bedroom? I think that's the bedroom.
That's a residential.
Let me check, I don't know.
These two are, the next two are residential.
This one is, yes, we are adding an in-law suite to our
Right.
first floor, which will include a bedroom, ensuite bathroom, and a sitting room.
Yeah, they want to make a room for their parents to come live with them.
It's a proposed addition of 650 square feet.
Right.
The impervious coverage is where they're going to exceed. So they would have 33.34% impervious coverage, and the zoning limit is 30%.
Right.
So this is the architectural plans.
This sounds familiar.
It does, doesn't it? But it's not. But it does sound familiar. This is the architectural plans
No,
here.
It sounds like the one in the Northville section of Griggstown. But there, they were building a whole house with a.
Right. So this is the existing, and this would be the new part up here. So the new bathroom, new bedroom,
And a solarium.
solarium. So they're going to be exceeding the impervious coverage limit by 3.34%. Did you have any comments on it, Paul?
Not
from your
really. I
review?
just said it looked like it's not a big change. If you went straight across, that would move the doorway to facing the bed, and they want it offset a little bit. That's where maybe 1% or 2% is right there with the outpush of the back wall.
Right.
Are we recommending solar in case, if it's not a blocked area where the sun is good for?
We could do that. Yeah, it is a pitched roof.
It's, yeah.
They're asking to go over the impervious, so.
Yeah. So as a concession,
Yeah.
and solar will save them money. Yeah.
Okay, that's that one.
Okay.
And you had one last one,
Yeah,
right?
That one's sort of not funny, but what they want to do on this other one.
Is it
also-
Schneider is the one?
It's-
Or Fernandez?
No, I don't think either one of those.
Hold on, let me look and see which one it's called. Paul. Schneider.
Schneider. Okay, what they want to do is they want to put a slab in their backyard and put a garage on top of it. Because they've got an antique car and the insurance company says it's got to be in a garage. So they have to build a garage to keep the antique car. It must be worth some money. And so they will increase their.
This is what they want to put?
Huh?
This is what they want to
Yeah.
put? Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna get the car in.
Yeah, I don't think that door's gonna be on the end, not on the side.
There it is. Oh, here you go. Bring it down there. That's it. Something like, it's one of those.
This one,
A-frame. Yeah.
12 by 24.
12 by 24. That was the number.
Why? What I think.
I want to ride. You want to ride? There you go. I don't know. It didn't mention
What's the reason though? Is
The
it,
reason is their insurance company says in order to insure to be in compliance with the insurance policy, it has to be housed in a garage. It can't be
No,
out to
what's the
element.
reason? What, do they need a variance? I didn't hear what you
Yeah.
said.
So they don't have garage?
It was a very small application. No,
Let me
no
look
garage.
at that.
That's all it says.
Let's see.
Classic color.
But what's the, I want to see what the problem,
Are
like,
they
what-
too close to a property line?
I don't know, I'm not sure, let
It
me.
didn't list anything. It just said, go, yeah,
Oh my lord, okay.
Emerson,
Emerson Road.
so that's
Installation, storage structure, estimate.
Kush.
It's gonna contain also the
Who's
garden
the
tools and all of
Republican
that?
crazy guy?
Frame storage shed.
Oh, no.
The installed has it, the
General storage, no equipment.
Kaczynski.
Not only the
Yeah.
car.
Oh,
Robert Anderson is.
the CV, yeah, it's gotta be a side yard, why don't they say what the heck it is? That would
I
make
couldn't
life
find it.
easier.
It's a very sparse application.
Residential, it's gotta be related to the side yard.
Yeah.
Because why else would it be?
Nothing's checked. Oh, here.
Plastic requires kept in order, okay, fine, that's not the reason you're applying to us. Placing,
8 feet from
8
the
feet,
property.
okay, yeah, it's a side yard, so they're only gonna be 8 feet from the property line. Now, what zone are these guys in? Do you remember off the top of your head, Paul?
No.
Do they
Residential.
disclose what is in their existing garage now? Because all those residents on Emerson, they do have garages, no?
Yeah, but they probably are using, I bet you they probably wanna use their garage for like their storage.
Here they're
you
talking
know?
about putting in
All the cars that they really use. And
The cars they use, yeah.
Yeah, the car they use is in one. This is-
R20.
this is-
R20, that's a zone, R20.
R20, they're
R20.
supposed to have a setback of,
I have a 2-car garage. Never had a car in
20.
20 years.
15 feet.
Garbage.
So they're supposed to be 15 feet from the side yard, and they're gonna be 8 feet.
So they need
Actually, garden shed accessory building, so no, it's not really a garden shed accessory building. So yeah, 15 feet they're supposed to be from the side yard, they're gonna be 8.
So they're gonna ask for a variance for that? or-
Variance,
They need to,
7 feet less than required.
Well, it's really, the neighbors are gonna,
Oh, I think
They're not-
he did make the assumption in here, statement, that the neighbors all agreed. So it was,
well,
you
I'm
have
sure
to,
he's gotta get that in writing from them.
of course, and that he's gotta show that to the planning board.
Did they take him out to dinner? What?
What is the address?
48
48
Emerson.
Emerson, okay.
It was a very simple application, there's no information on it.
I know. Yeah, I hear you. 48 Emerson.
Okay.
Does anyone have any, well, you didn't have any comments on that, I'm assuming.
No.
No comments? Let's see here.
Very countrified.
It is, yeah, they have a big front yard.
There is a single car garage. And a vehicle on driveway, on the satellite, on the street view.
That's the one.
Must be Americans living in there, Stan.
This is it here, yeah.
It's a pickup truck.
It's a pretty
That's
big
what
road.
I think it is. The rear goes down
The
into
only thing missing is the American flag.
a stream corridor that, it drops like a stone down.
Oh, really?
Oh, it is actually on the main books.
Right here, Emerson.
What does that cost?
Oh,
Is Emerson the one that goes from, DeMott,
To Demont.
and then it goes all the way back out to DeMont on each
it
end?
It's a horseshoe, it's like
does.
a
Yeah,
horseshoe.
here's DeMott,
Yeah.
and yeah, it comes, so this is, oh.
It's got 200
Each end exits and entrances on.
Yeah, it comes back out to DeMott.
Yeah, there is a stream corridor there, although it's above the area that I require. I know about my first year on the zoning board, there was a proposal to put in a number of probably townhouses way up there, and I visited the site and spoke with people living approximately where this house is.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
Any
15
more,
years ago.
any more comments? No?
I think we-
That's it,
I
finally.
think
That
that's
is it for our
Good.
site
Okay.
plans.
That completes the site reviews. We'll be into new business. And recertification is due this year.
Yes, so I've been working on our spreadsheet, so, it's not, I'm not gonna share it just yet. So basically what I did was I went through Sustainable Jersey, came up with a new spreadsheet for tracking this time. I went through and used it. I think the spreadsheet we were using previously is gonna be a little easier for the people that actually have to work on it, so I'm putting everything into this spreadsheet. But just to kind of show you, this is our spreadsheet that shows what we worked on last time. And then I'm basically taking that and putting it into this spreadsheet, which shows what are we planning on submitting for next year, what are the prerequisites, what do we have to submit, who's the person that's going to be responsible for it. So basically, as I finish this spreadsheet, and as I finish the spreadsheet and I have it done, I'm then going to schedule the green team meeting and kind of say, like, everyone look at this. If there's something I missed, please let me know. If not, you're going to be assigned to this, you're going to be assigned to that. The first submittal that you can get for feedback is May 16th. So we have a little bit of time, but it goes fast. So it goes really fast. So we're putting together this spreadsheet now, and I'm trying to get it so that it's as user-friendly as possible. It's the same spreadsheet I used last time, and I think it went pretty well. We were able to get it done relatively efficiently. The other good thing is that you can keep notes in it. So I'm making it into a Google Sheet, so this way everyone can add, and I can basically see if someone has a problem and says, oh my gosh, I couldn't find this, or I finished it, then we can do that.
Will every green team member have access to?
Yes, yep.
So did you make a note for Mike Burke?
I did, yes. I responded to him. So,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't receive copy. But Anne Marie should receive update for his contact information.
Yeah, he wrote to her and copied me that was, what his correct email address was, so, yeah.
Today I did my oath of office form, and I noticed there was one there for Mike Burke.
Yeah, I put mine in already. I got sworn in. I got sworn in the other day. I put in the chairman, the commission member, and the green team. There were 3 different sheets.
The easiest way to go ahead and do it is to do this inventory, see what we have, and then this way, if we're low on points, or, because we have to submit 350 points to get our silver certification again, the spreadsheet really helps us see how close we are. We do not want to submit just 350 points because they always turn down at least a few, always. So I think last time we submitted like 400 points and we got like 360. They're very careful about what they take and what they don't take.
There's some of these, like we're going to do Wednesday, does that count toward the
Yes, well, so that's going to probably count for the next round because everything that we're submitting for this time, it
ended December 31st.
Yeah, but we do have enough film showing.
Yeah, we had some of
Yep,
those during the year. Yeah.
So that is that. So we're moving on. It's just,
Okay.
organizing at this point.
Did you just say that we get the points for the films?
We do. Yeah.
Okay. How many does it make?
You have to have at least 3 films to get 10 points.
Yeah.
So we're
I
good
think
there.
we have.
Oh, yeah. We're
I
definitely
mean, the things you
good.
were doing in the library all counted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, once I can submit this finalized spreadsheet to the whole green team, a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, we did something like this. Would this count?" And then we realize, like, "Oh, we can submit for that. We can." So it really helps.
So some of the actions that we have taken, we cannot get the points again, right?
Some of them expire.
Right.
Some of them are only around. So, for example, one is our energy audits, and we got a lot of points for that. We got 30 points for that in the previous years. That expired, so we can't they don't count anymore. We have to do new energy audits, for example. There's a few that just, you have to, for example, if we submitted for a plan, if it's not updated, that doesn't count. However, there's things we added in that we didn't submit for last time, like the local health assessment. that counts for a ton of points. That counts for over 30 points. So that, we're submitting the community energy plan we're submitting for, so we've kind of replaced, yeah. Mhm.
Will the food composting thing help?
For next time. It
For next
would
time.
once it's like up and running,
Sure.
because it's not up and running,
No.
it's, But we're moving on it, getting there.
Do we have any opportunities for EV ready?
Anyone?
No, EV
Oh,
friendly.
for that.
EV friendly.
Yes, that we can submit for, and I think we can get more. Last time we submitted just for EV, having EV, but that we can submit as an actual certification program, so that we can submit for as well. Yep.
You mean, what was not submitted
So
yet?
last time we submitted, we were able to submit for our EV charging stations that we had at the parks and like certain ones like that. This time, because we got the eval certification, there's another action under Sustainable Jersey that if you were recognized for EV by another organization, you can submit for that.
Oh,
So
nice,
that's
that's
good,
good.
yeah. So we can submit for that. So there's a lot of things that come in that we can replace,
Do we have the first responder training?
So the first responder training, I don't think we met the criteria last time to submit for it. I don't know if we met it this time either, because I know you sent out, yeah.
Because I remember having that discussion.
They didn't want to attend because they would have to pay the firefighters extra
Right.
salary because it was after hours. But
Right.
we cannot make this event during business hours because we are volunteers. We are working during those hours.
Yeah,
But I tell you that Easy Ride, the TMA where I'm working on, we are just launching this as a program for the counties that are part of Easy Ride, which, is not Somerset. But we will have this as an opportunity for the fire engines to have presentation and workshop for them.
John House is on our committee, and that's who we were trying to work with last time, so we can definitely bring it up to him again. But if we do it now, it's going to be for the next time. I don't think we'll make it in time for this submittal.
What is the deadline again?
Technically, I think all the actions are supposed to be completed by the end of 2024.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we only
Well, no, because they recognize everybody at the luncheon at the League of Municipalities. The actions mostly need to be completed by September.
Of 2025.
Yeah,
Because we might have
think
some
there
leeway.
is a category that you can submit even later if
Yeah.
you don't get recognized at the luncheon, but if you
know
Right.
that there is deadline, we should be actively developing action. Not now when it's already past due.
Well,
What
yeah,
if we don't have enough?
do that.
What if we don't have enough points?
We do have enough points.
You know it.
Of course I know it. What do you think I do for a living? I'm not responsible though for working with the fire responders and stuff like that. That's definitely not me. So if someone wants to do, I think you were working with them last time, then you should do that in advance. But, you're welcome to work with John House on it for sure. I think last time he wasn't, not that he wasn't open to it, but it was not like fitting in their schedule or whatever, so.
As I mentioned, they want to have it during the paid hours.
Right. Yeah,
And
well, yeah.
I just don't know how to do it.
I don't
They would
know.
have to pay us,
Seriously.
and I hate to do that
I know, I hear you.
because then.
So the next item is the film screening on Wednesday. And as I told Maria, I've got the tablecloth, I've got that stretches out, I've got some of the literature, whatever I had at the one that you did, I'll bring the box in the car, and whatever we can use, we'll take it back. And save it for this.
This also here, this box you can take with you too. So this is, it's like these LED like night lights.
Oh.
We got them as part of that grant we received from Sustainable Jersey. So we can use it for giving away at, anything, any of our events. So you can take it and give them away. That was part of our grant that we got. So I left the box here. I can help you put it in there. There's one plugged in there. It's
Okay.
nice actually. Yeah. So, yep.
Oh,
So you can take that too.
no, just an empty box.
Oh, there's one. Well, someone else must have taken one. Go look in there. There's definitely more. Yeah. They sent us a bunch.
So the film screening starts at 7. We were contemplating to have popcorn or something, but it just never.
I talked to Stephen Dahl, the recreation director, about it right after our last meeting.
What,
They
these
didn't
are
have a
night- these are
popcorn
nightlight?
machine. Yeah. They didn't have a popcorn machine. They usually rent one, I guess, but
You know,
our
these
budget's
are-
not in place
These are the
now.
kind of things that Walter and I were giving out at Franklin Day, when we had LED light bulbs, we were handing them out to people. and we
Yeah,
went through
yep.
Cases of them.
So you can give those away.
This is if we have any left. there's something we
Sarah,
can do.
it's great that you ask. Did you ask by phone or by email?
Email.
Because I was separately asking Janet, and I copied you.
I saw, yeah. When I was sitting here at the meeting, and like that's when I emailed Stephen, right, while we were sitting here, but
If you
No.
copied me, I wouldn't know that.
yeah,
that
yeah.
Would not have to ask.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I thought I said it at our last meeting, but I'm not, maybe I didn't, but there's no popcorn machine, so, yeah, no popcorn.
BYOP.
We can, I mean, there's other things we can do, we could buy popcorn, I guess, if you wanted, but.
Well, somebody would have to cover it, right?
Right, I mean, you can get reimbursed, but that, might take a
This is
while.
the
That
issue.
might take a
They
while.
only use, they use half a watt.
There's also the issue of having to clean up what ends up on the floor.
That's the thing, is the cleanup, yeah.
You know, they would complain about the mess.
On the carpets.
Yeah.
I would collect those few.
No, I'm talking about popcorn that ends up on the floor and stuff like that.
could be composted.
It's not waterproof. You're not supposed to use it.
That would not be my barrier. Let's put
See
it
you
this
then.
way.
Thanks, EZ, have a good one.
Thanks, Evie.
Bring your palette.
But,
All right.
I'm pretty sure. Did Robin will? Yeah, she will come. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Robin's coming. You have everything you need to bring. You can bring
Robin.
these.
Yeah, we'll roll those.
Robin will be moderating. We will have 3 speakers, and all of them they practice regenerative agriculture, which I think is just awesome. In New Jersey. So. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get there at 6:30. Does that work for you guys? Is that enough time? to
Yes.
set up with-
Yes.
Yes, and then the senior center in the back.
Yes, in the back.
In the big room.
Yeah. And I have downloaded the film to my hard drive, so we don't need internet. But I want to make one more visit there, making sure that I know where to plug it and how to get up, because I don't like those surprises.
Okay, is there any committee reports from, are we done with, we know we're done?
Actually, I have some. I was about to say like 2,000 bad news or whatever is the number of executive orders.
Yes.
But New Brunswick Environmental Commission formally is joining our April 12th stream cleanup. Okay. The chair, Anne Swerdloff, also said she will come for the film screening.
What's her name? Schwarzloff?
Anne Swerdloff.
Interesting.
I'm guessing that I'm pronouncing correctly.
No, I think it's, yeah, but
Swerdloff.
when I was in the 4th grade, one of my friends was Mickey Schwarzloff. He was the grandfather or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm actually starting neutral or rather positive news because I'm reading it as I was typing it. Robin, she mentioned, and Paul made comment that we should consider drafting ordinance to mandate solar photovoltaic on every new commercial box building. It was circulated through small group of people emails, and yes, we need to then whatever we draft give it to the attorney, and so that they can kind of polish it. But apparently, we are not precluded from making a stricter. I'm talking about the solar mandate on box buildings, commercial. So it would be nice if we can come up with something, and like we just went through a site proposal for the warehouse, and today we just tell them that we recommend them. That's all. But if we can say, hey, now in this township, if you want to do it, it's mandated. It's much stronger claim, and so. But I do not have any specific.
We'll have to work on that. We'll get some draft language.
And then, so the bad news is that BPU will not proceed with the award in New Jersey's fourth offshore wind
I saw that today.
solicitation, because there were 3 initial bidders in the fourth solicitation. However, 2 bidders withdrew, and only Atlantic Shore submitted a best and final offer, whatever means best, right? And then the Commissioner Gulsadovi, right, she continued, a number of reasons led to this decision, notably Shell backing out as an equity partner in the Atlantic Shores project. They backed out in November, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like, you get the elections, even before he becomes the president with the first executive order, people are already adjusting,
Yes.
right? Because Shell Oil Company started being a little bit more environmentally focused, and they would sponsor environmental energy projects. But once they seen the results of election, they said, okay, no. And they will go back to oil. So,
So is Atlantic Shores continuing, or are they backing out?
backing up.
They-
This point.
they just-
Add,
they
Feel free to add something. I'm only reading what I read from
that's
the
okay.
BPU announcement, which I forwarded to you, which you received anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's where Crystal Pruitt works, just so
Yeah.
folks
Yeah,
know.
I remember she went there, yeah.
So ultimately, I'm disappointed by the decision for the Board of Public Utilities to not do a higher bid price, because, these offshore wind projects, there's a lot of supply chain, as we all know, inflation, and they're becoming harder to sort of make the books balance. So they're for-profit corporations, they need to make a little money, like all the energy that we're using, companies make money from it. And I think essentially, by not granting them this higher price, the project dies. And with it, the jobs that would have been in New Jersey, which are good union jobs, the cleaner air that we would have gotten, the energy independence, and, better health for us. And of course, the climate change are gone, sort of out the window. With Trump, it's unlikely that any wind will be moving forward now for the next 4 years. This is the only approved project. So, yeah. So, it's a challenge. I think it's going to be a challenge. I've expressed my disappointment to the governor personally, and put out a statement related to that on my day job. So that's what I'm referring to right now, not on my council position, but it has a hometown feel that Crystal works there, and clean energy projects are great because they displace fossil fuel, which is polluting our air, and nearly every county in New Jersey has failing health rates from the American Lung Association.
And adding into that, I got a text 2 days ago. You remember Energy Justice from Justice 40?
Yeah.
From the Department of Energy. All the equity team is on administrative leave. This includes the staff from the Low Income Bonus Program for Solar and other renewable energies. The 4 PhD fellows were immediately terminated. And there's more.
Yeah.
But it's so sad that I'm not going to read it. And then websites have been taken down and whole programs were put on pause, not on frozen, if they're related to environmental justice.
So we're really pushing forward on 100% clean electricity by 2035 legislation, which will, provide for more options. Right now, the clean energy law in New Jersey only allows for solar and wind. Under the 100% clean electricity standard by 2035, it'll also include any technology that's zero carbon. So like nuclear would be able to be expanded or count towards that 100% goal. So that we're going to be working hard to get the governor to move that forward with the legislature. That's really important for our future.
I don't know if anybody realizes, but Pennsylvania is the largest burner of coal in the country. And the winds blow from there to here.
Yeah. They have a city there. I don't know. It's called like Colville or something. It's still burning.
Well, it's been
underground.
burning for 100 years.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a speech at Rutgers next Wednesday on environmental engineering versus civil engineering.
Yeah.
And I'm showing stuff I've done and some of the stuff about the coal.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it's a bad day. I just say.
It really is.
I think the governor's made it a hallmark for his, legacy, offshore wind, and it appears that's not going to come to fruition. So I think we lose out as a state mostly.
It's happening all around the country. Yeah. So,
Unfortunately, it started with Ørsted, right?
yeah, that was your
Because
original one.
if that would happen, we would already have something in play, right?
Blades in the water. I mean, they had turbines on land ready to go in.
I'll take it.
I mean, one might say that the fossil fuel companies building offshore wind is kind of a conflict of interest because both projects that we're talking about, Ørsted and Atlantic Shores, had major fossil fuel companies investing in them. And
So maybe this is not the right venue, but I mean, can the state say, let's build the wind to help in offshore drilling, right? And let's start building the turbines first. And by the time it's completed, there would be a study released that would say, oh, it's not worth because we don't have much oil here. And then it will be kind of,
probably doesn't work because Biden did ban offshore drilling off the Atlantic coast.
yes, he
And
did.
so did
But,
Murphy. So,
But that doesn't mean it's going to last.
but this would be a way how to get buy-in from the Fed,
yeah.
but it would be reversed anyway.
I mean,
I shouldn't say that.
I don't think that's going to fly.
No.
Yeah. A lot of lies, a lot of misinformation on offshore wind, all funded by fossil fuel interests.
Yeah.
And there's a big map of whether the sea.
You have to look at the source of the news. Nobody ever looks at it. They read the headlines, scroll down, see who's putting that news out there.
In one of the articles, like a local mayor said, these would be the closest turbines ever. This is not true. Literally, you can swim from Block Island to the turbine. It's so close.
Yeah.
But they just say things. People print it.
The ones on Block Island, I was on Block Island, you can
Yeah.
see them.
Yeah.
But the cable got pulled.
Yeah. They did.
That was last summer. I think they fixed it since.
Okay.
But there was, when you're on the shore, you can see them all out there.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's just nuts.
Wonder what that would look
I
like.
remember traveling in Holland in, boy, I'm not sure how long ago it was, maybe 2000, seeing wind turbines like 100 yards from shore. And they look good.
Yeah.
All your perception.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other point too. Is so what? Right. So even if it was true, even though it's a lie, that they were the closest, and
Right.
So what?
Right.
All right.
And all of the spots put wind turbines offshore from Trump's golf course.
at the end of one of the holes. Yeah.
Okay, so any other committee reports? And that's it? I think that's it. Okay, hot topics, anybody have something they want to bring up?
Yeah.
Ted, you have something?
Yeah, well, I attended the second meeting of the Lower Millstone Watershed Working Group.
Okay.
And it was all given over to a proposal. Basically, Mike Pissarro of the Watershed had recruited, see if I can find James Cosgrove of a firm called One Water. He's the head of it and has a lot of experience in the area to present a proposal to generate a watershed-wide report for MS4 purposes. And so it would be one report, and then parts would go into the individual municipal MS4 reports. And Scott Thomas mentioned to me that they have just about finished their sort of survey of the watershed things that are now existing. The project called for a cost of $254,000 to be paid for by the municipalities involved on a basis of their percentage of the impervious surface in the watershed, which is a good way of doing it. Franklin's share would be $49,000 and change. So we need to get this into our budget. I sent this to you. Did you get it?
I was on vacation last week, but let me see it. Sounds
I
familiar.
sent it to EDP3
Oh.
rather than.
Franklin would be responsible for 49,000, he said,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, inventory is for MS4 is due this year, assessment next year, action what to do in 2027. And they're working all this. I have their whole proposal here. Maybe I should pass that to Tara.
And Scott Thomas said we're almost done with our MS4 mapping.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I see.
Inventory.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure where other towns stand on this, but Montgomery is the only municipality that is, and Rocky Hill, of course, and Millstone Borough that are entirely within the lower Millstone watershed. 69% of Franklin is.
Okay.
Okay.
I will forward this
So
on.
it seems to be moving ahead.
Is it all in or none? Like if only a few towns do it, does it not happen? If only a few towns do it, does the research not happen then?
Well, yeah, they admitted that could be a problem, but
Yeah.
I think that the major towns at least are likely to do it. So, you know, if some community whose assessment would be just a few $1,000s doesn't do it, it won't matter.
Right, right. Did you have something, Maria, you said?
Well, I attended the Driving Through Change Opportunities for Local Climate Action from ANGEC. I think I asked Paul and Robin if I could attend.
When is that?
It was on January 14,
Oh, yeah, I was in Florida.
and then on January 28th, I didn't attend because I forgot. And it was basically giving information to commissioners about how to make mitigation plans and stormwater management plans for towns that are affected by flooding. And I just did the first one, and it was a 2-day, but I only went to the first one on January 14th.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, so we'll move into old business. Community heat monitoring and made a grant opportunity through the National Integrated. Is this still going to be available?
I don't know. I
A lot of
submitted
grants
it.
are-
I submitted it, so it's been completely submitted. I did send it to the Shade Tree Commission via Steve Galuli before I submitted it. He gave me some good feedback, which I incorporated, and then I submitted the grant. So right after I submitted, I thought the same thing. I don't know if this office will even be,
in existence.
yeah. But I did submit it, and we'll see. I got a response back that they did receive actually a good amount of applications. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have
Okay.
to keep following it.
New Jersey Climate Superfund Act.
This resolution I have ready on my computer, and I don't know what I'm missing here. There was language. I know, Arnie, you told me you had requested language, but I can't remember the name of the person. that you requested it from, and I cannot find it in my email. Did you request background on why there was a paragraph in there or something? Because I just need to fix that, and then I can send it on.
Yeah.
Who was it from? Or who responded to you, I should say.
It was either Bob Scartapane or Bernadette Marr, I believe.
Bernadette, that's who it was. What's her last name?
Marr, M-A-H-R or M-A-H-E-R? Yeah.
M-A-H-E-R. Okay, let me see if I can find that, because once I make that change, I can just forward it on.
Let me just make sure that, see what her email address is, because... It's not there.
If you come across it, can you just send it to me? Or if
Yeah.
not, can you reach back out to her and find out like what it was that she said? And then I can just really quick make that change and move forward.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's B-E-R-N-D-A-N. If you put that in, I'm sure.
B-E-R-N.
D-A-N. E-R-I-N. At AOL.com.
All right, I'll see if I can find it.
Bernadette, and then her two daughters' first names.
Oh, there you go.
All right. We're up to curbside composting program. Was that you, Ellen? Where was that from?
That was about what you already talked about.
Oh, the stuff that I'm trying to do.
Yes, so you already talked about that, the curbside composting.
Yeah.
Annual report, moving along, just continuing to work on it.
Okay.
Not done yet. This Sustainable Jersey Partners in Energy Efficiency Grant. I know the people from Sustainable Jersey want to meet in person about this. I think they want us to apply for the next portion of the grant, which is doing more work on this. The problem is that in terms of what we have right now, I think on our plate, I think we're at capacity. Like if another grant came in, I don't even know what we would do. I can't find something to do with it. You know what I mean? So I know they want to meet in person about it, but I reached back out and basically said that, and so we'll see what the response is.
Okay. And is there any other old business? If not,
I just had one question about, Tara, you were looking into the non-voting members' status.
I was, yes. Ed, do you remember a while back I had emailed you about can we appoint someone to the committee as a non-voting member, like a youth member, if they would be non-voting, for example?
For here?
Yes,
Yeah,
for the
commission.
EC. And I think you said you were going to just see if you knew any other commissions or if you had any ideas about it.
I think we looked it up, and Anjek, it was Anjek, I think, said that we can.
Anjek says you can. I guess what are your thoughts on it?
The council wanted to do
We
it.
have that on, I think the Human Relations
We
Commission.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
The Human Relations Commissions has, or had one at least, for
Yeah.
sure. So in order to do that, do we need to, change the ordinance? I guess
If
we
Anjek says
do.
it's okay, then no, why wouldn't it be okay? Non-voting member, which basically is,
it's the public.
yeah, but they can deliberate like me.
Yeah.
So it's like ex officio.
And they would get the materials and everything, too.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm wondering. I guess we have to change our ordinance to allow for the option of a non-voting member, because who would put that non-voting member on? Like, who would appoint them? We would recommend them, like a
Probably-
regular voting member?
Yeah, through the council, I think it would still.
I mean, the same thing we were talking about, a youth member
Yeah.
who would be non-voting.
Do you want to check with Bob, or you want me to check with Bob? Because clearly I didn't do it from the last meeting.
That's okay, yeah. If you want to check, that would be great, only because if you think it's a good idea, I think that would help probably, that would move it along.
I hear a couple of people say that, about youth members, which is great if we can have youth members. for
Here
that.
it is at the top of my
But-
list, youth member to EC.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be youth members.
No, that's right. We had a high school kid came and did some nice talking, and we thought, hey, that would be a way to do it.
But with a the non-voting member, we would have to say in the ordinance, right? Like, and the EC consists of one non-voting member.
Well, I think we have that already with our alternates. So I wouldn't suggest that we have like a non-youth person.
Well, an alternate means that if somebody drops out,
And they can vote.
that person can
Vote.
Otherwise, they're a non-voting member. If everyone's there, they can still participate in the discussion. They still get all the materials. So it's kind of, that's already covered, I would think. So I would think you would want to just do a youth position to try to get younger people engaged through
Right.
the whole
Yeah.
governmental
That-
process.
It's,
Yeah.
it's more specific than just a non-voting member.
I think it
and
is.
it has a.
I think you want it to be.
A nicer overtone to it also.
Yeah.
But I think we were talking about more than just one person, weren't we?
I think what you're talking about is like having volunteers help, like at our committee level. Yeah, so they wouldn't be official members. They were just like volunteers to help with expertise. A non-voting member would be like, they would be like on our distribution list, for example, and like sit at the table and be able to,
Advisory,
Like we had the interns.
consultants.
yeah, but the interns are not, the interns were like staff more, but yeah.
They could speak all the time rather than just in the public setting.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
They take part in the discussions.
Yeah.
Like Jenny, for example, she's been helping us a lot with stuff, so she's like kind of like a volunteer that's been helping us a lot, which is great. Like the specific committees of our commission. Okay, so you'll find out then, Ed, if we need to like change because if we need to change the ordinance, we will, but it'll just, we have to do that.
And how you're going to set up, how the commission is going to then propose the volunteers in
Well, they would be a non-voting member, so that we would have to determine what's their term. Like, are they going to be a one-year person? I think on the human resources,
Usually it's a 1 year.
1 year.
Youth.
Who recommends them? How do they get appointed, etc.
Okay.
The volunteers, though, I think we can work with them anytime.
Yeah.
and the volunteers.
Yep.
Well, with the volunteers, then we wanted to, I guess, advertise to let people know that we're looking for volunteers.
Yes. Robin said, I believe the next Franklin Times is when she wants to get that in for. So, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And for youth, do you define what youth is up until a certain age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we have to like kind of figure those parameters out. Yeah.
Whoever feels young.
I think you'd say like current high school student or something.
Yeah.
Like usually that's what-
Yeah, I think high school is where we're.
Or college?
It would be 16 to college or
I would think
15.
colleges, they could probably be a regular member.
Yeah, they
I mean,
could, yeah.
Well-
College students are school board members or council members. So.
We might be shooting for a high school member. However, we might not get any high school members, so we go to our secondary group of
What
college.
they do at
I
the.
was thinking if it's a high school,
Yeah.
transportation,
Yes.
2 hours, the parents will say, I have to drop you.
Yeah.
Pick you
I
up.
can't
Need a
imagine
ride.
bringing my daughter here because she would be candidate technically. She's in a high school, but I mean she has some other
So
stuff
much
to
homework
do.
probably and
Yeah,
She's a life.
and she's, by the way, she's a president of the
Environmental.
high school green club.
Uh-huh.
I'm very proud, but
Should be.
I'm going to ask for a motion to open the floor to the public again.
So moved.
1 second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any closing remarks?
If there's going to be an article put out asking for volunteers, I could write that and be like, my time volunteering for the Environmental Commission, and then do a little highlight of.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you, Jenny. That would be awesome.
Okay,
That would help a lot, yes.
very good. So, all right then, close the meeting to public.
Wait, so
Bill doesn't, he just nods, I tried. He doesn't.
Second.
Second, okay.
yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay.
So Wednesday, 6:30.
I'll be there at 6:30.
Yeah.
Ed?